Well, greetings, mein Pfeifenfreunds. Ich heiße Heiliger Rauchenpfeifen Padre. Wie heißt du? Okay, so Holy Smoking Pie Padre back at you, and how y'all doing? It is a first Monday in Lent, and I am smoking. Kind of my very first. This is my very first church warden. I've shared this with you guys before, and I'm smoking some Burberry, courtesy of Timisius Puffendorf Esquire, and just really enjoying it. I have not had a pipe probably for over a week. Today's my day off, and I'm feeling like a hobbit right now. You know, Father Frodo Baggins. Yes, I feel like I'm a hobbit. I just feel like I'm in the Shire and getting ready for St. Patty's Day now. Hold on just a second. Got to do my little thingy here. Oops. Good old. I remember old Northern Smokey said one time when he had a pipe in his mouth, he was driving, and he turned, and unfortunately it was a long stem pipe, and he cracked a tooth. I think he even broke a tooth, poor guy. Of course, being the wiseacre that I am, I typed him back and I said, "Hey, just look at it this way: one less tooth to brush." So Dan, if you're still watching, God bless you. Hope you're doing better. Okay. Well, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this video. It's a beautiful spring afternoon. Lent has begun. With Lent has begun. They kind of coincide by a few days. Again, my TSC Heart of a Champion 69-day transformation. And I started it on March 1st, and today is the 10th. And I have to tell you, let's see, to be honest, let's see. Now last year, I started my, get this down just a little bit. I started losing weight and walking every day. I mean, you know, you kind of build gradually, and the more you build, then you can kind of, once your body begins to adapt and begins to change, then adding more regular exercise, even more strenuous exercise, kind of becomes very progressional. It becomes very natural. I'm not saying you're going to go out and, you know, start doing 500-pound jerks and things like that, but you know, you can actually surprise yourself. I know I'm surprising myself. Hold on a second. So I did my I guess I have to be honest with you. I'm really amazed and happy that I'm able to do this. You know, maybe one time you go out and you try and run, and you do the run, you say, well, okay, that was a fluke. You know, you're lucky you're still alive. You didn't have a heart attack. So last week I fully engaged in the program. I started 2 Saturdays ago. It will be this coming Saturday, but I started, and I did the initiatory the physical fitness test, which consists of the pull-ups, push-ups, 3-mile run. And although I had done last spring, I had started walking, probably late November of last, almost what, 2012, and then started progressing each day, going out further and longer. By the spring, I was walking about 4 or 5 miles a day. Within about 4 or 5 months, I felt my body wanting to kind of move faster, especially as the weight began to, decline, come off. So I did do some interval training. For me, it's a joke, really. I would run maybe a minute, and I'd walk a minute, run a minute. And I had a couple little itty-bitty goals to try and run a certain distance. In the beginning, I always thought, gosh, wouldn't it be amazing if I could start running again? This is back when I was over 200 pounds and actually over 250 and close to 270, waddling up and down the park there. But so I started running, and then what happened was, here, I'm going to tell you something I haven't told anybody yet. I'm kind of amazed at this. Shows you how your body can kind of set you up, or you set yourself up, maybe. But so I started running, and I was probably about 220 last spring. I lost about close to 45, 50 pounds in about 6 months. But I was still about 220 by last year. Well, at this time, no, wait a minute, I'm sorry. This is March. No, at this time last year, I was still over 260. Yeah. I might have been getting down to about 250, but I just started this whole thing in February of last year. Yeah, so I wasn't even, gosh. When I say spring, I mean it's springtime weather, so I guess I'm looking outside and everything's blooming and everything's beautiful. But this goes back to like late May, early June, so I had lost about 40 pounds by then. But I was still over 200 pounds. So, and I thought, well, gosh, I want to start running, and I realized that I probably could have pushed it, but then again, if I had hurt myself, then I was going to hurt myself in the long run. I thought, no, I don't want to take that chance. And I don't think I was being wimpy about it. I just thought, let's be real, let's be smart about this, because running at 225 pounds, or maybe it was 230, because one of my first really big goals was to get under 240. I mean, that scale would get at 240 and it just wouldn't budge. It just would not go down. And finally, when it got under 240, and I started creeping up, going down, 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 then I started getting some confidence and saying, okay, this is working. Everything I'm doing is working. So, but anyway, so I tried to do a little bit of interval training, and I set a couple of goals, and I was able to meet those goals, but then part of me just said, you know what, you might be, tempting fate here. You really got to be smart about this, because if you hurt yourself, if you blow out a knee, you sprain an ankle, you get plantar fasciitis because you're running, too heavy. If I was 10 years younger, I probably would go ahead and do it. In fact, I did almost do that. That's exactly what I did when I went back in the Army 14 years ago. But I did it on a treadmill, which had a little bit more give, anyway, the long and the short of it is I just didn't start running until, a couple weeks ago. And the thing was, I kept telling my body, well, once I get down to 185, once I get around 185, under 185, 185 or under, I'll go ahead and start running again. And I get down to about 190. I'd start creeping down about 186. I'm going, just another day or two, bang, I'm going to be hitting that running. And then all of a sudden, my body would, I'd go out and maybe binge a little bit, or I'd eat a little bit more than, and it would shoot back up to 190, and I'd be all mad at myself, Maybe my cheat day, I'd, eat a little something I really should, and I'd go up to 192, and I'm going, what the heck's going on here? So I was going up and down, up and down. It would never get down to that 185, never. Well, anyway, when I decided I was going to do the TSC Heart of a Champion Challenge, I just said, well, You know, regardless, I'm not down 185. That was my goal. You know, I was telling my body, once I hit 185, we're going to put on the running shoes. You know, I just wouldn't get down to 185. So anyway, I said, well, the heck with this. I'm going to try to do this run thing. So last Saturday, or 2 Saturdays ago, I actually said, can I even do it? You know, I said, you know, hey, I'm at 190 now. Let's see if I can do this. So I did. I ran the 3 miles. It didn't kill me. Again, I didn't set any world records. But I kind of kept waiting, the rest of the day. Am I going to have some major, heart attack? Am I going to, keel over, whatever? What's going to happen, Nothing. I felt great. And so anyway, and then I started the program on Monday, last Monday. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays are the cardio. And I did that no problem. Kind of like, yeah, this is great. Now, many times that I've gone through weight loss, I've kind of overdone it, I think. I haven't had a balanced routine. I think one of the things I like about what I'm doing now, it's more of a balanced routine. So anyway, last Saturday I did another TSC Heart of a Champion 300 challenge, and my score improved. Didn't do a whole lot of super duper overtraining, but I mean, I just kind of followed the program, and I'm surprised. Now, I was hoping for a little bit better weight loss, but again, I've already kind of gone through the huge weight loss. So if you're starting off, where I was obese, yeah, I probably would have seen a 10-pound loss as opposed to a 5-pound loss, or actually a 4. I'm kind of being a little bit strenuous with myself, strict, and maybe being a little bit over, strict, because I just don't want to set up myself for disappointment. So I kind of like, well, I'm going to call it 4 pounds instead of 5 pounds. I mean, I could have called it 5 pounds, but I said, you know what? But what was funny was when I came back on Saturday morning after my 3-mile run, the scale went down to 184. And I think my body was just kind of psychologically playing tricks with me and saying, well, once we get 185, this crazy fool's going to go out and start running, so we ain't going to let him see 185. And once I decided I kind of did a double envelopment. I kind of attacked from the rear psychologically, and my body wasn't expecting that one. It was expecting me to wait till I got to 185 exactly, and so it's saying, well, we aren't going to let you get to 185, So now I'm starting to run every other day, and so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm really excited. And so the one thing I improved on the 300 score. The push-ups went up a bit. The pull-ups went up by 1, and the run went down by 2 or 3 minutes, which is great for my age, But the thing that really psyched me was this. See if you can see this. My friends, those are 34s. You can see that or not. 34s. Now, I gotta tell you, the old Holy Smokin' Pi Padre has not been in a size 34 in over 25 years. Now, last year when I started, I was 270 plus pounds, and I probably was a size 50-inch waist. I mean, I was bulging out of 48 trousers. So you do the math. So anyway, I'm kind of excited. Now I want to tell you, now there are some things that I kind of wish were, better. Maybe not, not that there are problems, but they just wish they were better. Now yesterday we here in America, at least in my part of America, I think there's still a couple of states that don't do the time change. I think Arizona is one of them. But here in California, we lost an hour. Now I have to tell you, every year, I don't mind adding that hour, you know, falling back in the fall. Don't mind doing that at all. Love that. Love it. But when we have to spring forward and we lose an hour of sleep, this old bear doesn't like that at all. Grrr. You know, you woke me up too early, dang it. Well, I want to tell you that I had the early mass, the 7 a.m. mass, which actually meant I was losing 1 hour sleep. In most of my conscious memory of time change, I have to tell you that yesterday, without a doubt, was the best time transition I've ever had. Ever. Because normally, I mean, it's like I'm dead. I mean, I have to really be resurrected. I don't just wake up. I have to be resurrected by the power of God, you know. I mean, I have 3 alarm clocks all set, ready to go to get me up and going. Because I'm afraid that I'll sleep through at least one of them. And I've actually done that. I think it was actually last year I did that. I actually slept through one, and then the other one went off, thanks be to God, about 20 minutes later, and I heard that one. So anyway, when it does the time change, I'm just ooh. But for some reason, I was aware that I wasn't dragging. You know, people were even going, "Hey, you look pretty good this morning," except for the old scruffies. I've decided to grow my what I call my Lenten playoff beard. It's kind of like my playoff beard. If you watch my six-pack live with Chris Kruger with the TSC Heart of a Champion challenge and all the stuff that I'm going through, he had a beard. So, you know, I thought, well, maybe I'll kind of grow out the beard, and then of course on Easter Sunday I get to shave it off. And some of you that have watched my channel for the last couple of years know that the old Holy Smoking Pipe Padre started off with a beard. Incidentally, this channel's birthday is coming up on April 1st, so it's getting pretty close to 3 years now. So thank you to all you guys and gals who subscribe and watch on a regular basis. Appreciate that. Did have a question. Was it from Richard? Somebody was asking me. By the way, I don't know about you, but I still keep checking my old inbox in YouTube. So if you're sending me PMs, I still check that regularly, but I'm noticing it doesn't seem to work as well as it used to. Anyway, so again, I think Richard asked me, you know, some basic questions about introductory pipe smoking. You know, what do you recommend? You know, I don't know what your situation is. Again, for me, when I very first started a pipe, I was in the Marine Corps, and so all I had was what was in the PX, and so, you know, I went to the PX and I bought a pipe, you know, something I thought was nice. I think I bought a little bent Dr. Grabo or Grabo, or maybe it was a yellow bowl, I don't know. To me, a pipe was a pipe was a pipe. You know, I didn't know that they had, you know, fancy pipes like Dunhills and Savinellis and, you know, Joe Case pipes. Didn't know that they had those. Of course, I don't think they had Joe Case pipes back when I was in the Marines. But anyway, bottom line is, you know, high quality, high-end pipes. And then, of course, all you got to do is watch lots of different videos here, and you're going to see lots of people like Astroman 2112. James has a wonderful collection of pipes. Again, if you're interested in the Dunhill pipes, I think Dunhill Magic or Dunhill UK Man. You know, Chris, forgive me. I haven't checked your channel out in a while. I don't know what your new name is. I forgot. But anyway, he's that crazy guy from England who loves his Dunhills, but he's just a great guy. And he had some really good videos. I hope they're still up there, but he had a lot of history about Dunhill, and anyway, and showed how he would restore some of the estate pipes. So it all depends on where you live. If you live near a place that has a little pipe tobacco store, then go there and talk to them, and they'll set you right up. They're not, you know what I find, at least I found in my experience with pipe tobacconists, I haven't met one that's like a crook. They're like a used car salesman, a used pipe salesman who's going to try to, sell you this. It's only been smoked on Sundays, by a little old lady in Missouri, Kalamazoo, Hey, Missouri meerschaum. Forgot about those. Those are good too. A lot of people love them. I have a couple Missouri meerschaums. Okay, they're great. You just gotta go. And you know what? The one thing I love about pipe smoking is it's all about you. What do you like? What about pipe smoking that captivates you? Do you kind of like that Sherlock Holmes mystique? Do you like the aroma of pipe tobaccos? Do you like the feel of the pipe in your hand? Do you like the aesthetics? Do you like to look at the grain and say, oh, that's got some good bird's eye, or look at that flame grain, or look at the style of this pipe, or what is it that tickles your fancy about pipe smoking? Because the thing to me is, that was one of the few things in life where I didn't have to go in there and you go to the gym and you're kind of looking at, oh, look at what that guy's benching like 400. I can't even do 135 yet, or look at that guy over there. He's got 6-pack. He's got 12-pack abs, golly, he got a 24-pack, and so you compare yourself with other people, and sometimes you feel intimidated and you feel less than, That's one thing about pipe smoking. It's like it's almost like the internet in some ways. It's like you get to go into this world and you get to explore whatever you're interested in. There's no set of rules like you have to do this, and this in order to be a real pipe smoker. You want to learn about pipe smoking, man? You do? That's good. That's real good. Because you come to my YouTube channel. Okay. Hey, folks, don't get me wrong. If you think I was hating on them guys, I'm not. I love my Hodge twins. I love them. Okay, they're great. I watched them yesterday. I'm sorry, they crack me up. They say the funniest things. I mean, I got to be careful when I watch those guys because they say things that are so funny, and you're not expecting it. And yesterday was one of those days I was watching one of the videos. I was kind of half doing this and half doing that, and it's just watching out. Because I got some great tips if you're interested in working out and losing weight and getting in shape. But they say some funny things. Now, some people would probably raise an eyebrow saying, but they, their language is very crude. Yeah. I was in the Marines. I've been in the Army, and I've been around people who have used some pretty strong language. Okay, so I kind of overhear that. That doesn't shock me. I mean, I don't judge people by that. So, if somebody says I shouldn't watch those kind of videos, well, it's the content of their message, and if you really listen to the message, they have some. I've noticed they even have a whole range of a whole bunch of other topics that they talk about. Okay, but when it comes to fitness and health, they actually have some really practical, down-to-earth stuff that can help people that are really trying to find health and fitness. So that's why I watch them. But they are funny, and I think they're great. Hodge twins, check them out. Twin muscle workout. Okay. Again, along with Chris Kruger, if I'm going to start talking about my fitness pals, I'll just say that. Chris Kruger, My Six Pack Life. Let's see. A little gal named Leanne. No, Brenda Lee. I always want to call her Leanne, but her name is Brenda Lee Turner. Lean Secrets. She has some really great little videos. Scooby, unfortunately, he's gone. He had some problems. But his videos are still there, and he's funny. He is funny. He's another one that makes me laugh. So the guys that make me laugh and the ones that make me think and say, oh, I haven't tried that. Let me try that little routine, or let me try this in my nutrition plan. Let's see if that works. Hey. So anyway, I kind of got off the sidetrack. Sorry about that. But anyway, so if you're interested in beginning, again, kind of like the world's your oyster, So don't worry like, oh, am I doing this right? That's one of the things about. Well, I guess that's one of the things about the pipe smoking hobby. I never ever, not once, ever said, am I doing this right? I just enjoyed doing it. And that was kind of maybe the reason why I kind of liked discovering pipe smoking for myself, because it wasn't something I had to compare and contrast myself. I wasn't in competition with anybody else. So if that helps you, I hope it does. Okay, I've been going on way too long here. Thanks for putting up with the old Holy Smoking Pipe Padre. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Alles klar? Tschüss.